Who didn't at least have some fascination for Power Rangers when they were a kid? Sure, the effects were cheesy and the plot's formulaic, but there's a special magic when you were younger to seeing a team of colorful heroes take down hordes of nameless aliens and monsters. Hell, Marvel Disney seems to know what's up. With the help of Kickstarter, Behold Studios launched their tactical RPG based off Saban's hit franchise with amazing results. Prepare the lights and camera, it's time to chromatize. For such a light-hearted tone, the storyline is legitimately captivating. In what almost seems like a metaphor for the formation of Behold Studios, the 5 stunt actors that do most of the work on their past Sentai show decide to quit out of frustration with their director's lack of fresh ideas. While building a studio from scratch, our heroes need to shoot episodes quickly and establish a fan base in order to turn some revenue so they can keep the lights on, the actors paid, and the new season contracts coming in. The entire game is framed around this television production point of view, with missions gradually blurring the lines of reality into the realms of fantasy and superpower for the characters. Setups for conflict are playful with these ideas. An episode may require multiple reshoots due to on-set power outages, and other times you could be joined by unexpected ally rangers with their own personal vendettas against the alien baddies. Each level ends with tweets from your followers, either praising or criticizing your work, and a fun email system helps make you feel like you're actually interacting with a niche crowd. The brief tutorial on combat helps succinctly explain the flow of fighting without dragging down players with over-explanation, and it does a great job to tie into the introduction of the story. The whole game carries a consistently fun tone that's easy to enjoy. It's a cheerful and self-aware romp through the experiences of being an independent studio and crafting something meaningful to both the creators and fans. For veterans of the genre, it may feel slightly basic and on a smaller scale, but every element you'd want in a tactical RPG has been incorporated here fantastically. There are 5 separate roles for each party member to fill. There's the lead that acts as a tank, a support as a healer, a stealthy and mobile scout, an assault character to be your heaviest damage unit, and a techie that specializes in ranged combat and item use. Each class has distinct capabilities and limitations for moving around boards and dispatching enemies, making your choice of team member just as important as what you want to do with them. Audience is gained by performing skillful moves and combos, and this metric dictates your overall fan count and income. Just like most Power Rangers episodes, the squad usually has to engage in some out-of-costume combat before having enough audience power to chromatize and activate your powerful suits and abilities. Skilled players can be rewarded with bonus audience by following special director instructions in each episode shoot. Trying to set up tactics to fulfill every side goal can be challenging, but other times the objectives sort of complete themselves. Players can employ a variety of tactics to clear levels. Strategies don't involve simply just hiding weaker units behind tanks. There are 2 phases to each character's turn, allowing you to creatively set up attacks with special weapons, abilities, and a unique gameplay element called teamwork. Activating this ability sets up the character to help gang attack enemies with subsequent rangers, or catapult teammates across the board to reach distant foes. Setting up a teamwork attack with all 5 members results in a satisfying finishing move that deals massive damage, but players who aren't careful to use this maneuver appropriately are punished with a loss of audience interest. Of course, many bosses take on a second life after defeat, becoming a kaiju beast to destroy with your giant mecha robot. These sequences handle similarly to piloting a World of Warcraft vehicle, but unfortunately for how common these parts are, they lack the same amount of strategy that can be found in the rest of the game. Players that put in the time will find it easy to see the inspiration taken from the source material in a loving way and the thoughtful game behind it. Your experience feels totally customizable from the start. You choose from a large variety of actors, characters with specific stats to fit into the game's 5 main roles for your squad. You can set the color for each team member as well, fully immersing your interest in your team. If you want the Pink Ranger to steal the spotlight with the lead role, you can totally do that here, or maybe you don't want a Red Ranger at all. There really are no limits to the team assembly. The unique TV production management system is a wonderfully creative way to explain the game's action and provide a narrative backbone to the accumulation of player wealth. Rather than gaining experience in levels, characters boost their stats through buying and crafting new gear. Crafting new items from dropped material makes outfitting your team to be a more involved endeavor than simply spending money at a shop, and it motivates you to defeat just a few more foes in each stage to get those extra drops. Quirky item descriptions help keep a smile on your face while you click through these menus. There's a good emphasis on needing to understand how to get the most out of your cash and saved up materials in order to make the best team you can have. There's also an interesting balance between managing your budget to buy your team these upgrades and also spend on studio expenses, such as better lighting and healthcare, each adding their own statistical advantages. A variety of marketing companies can be hired for different perks in order to gain a larger audience and more income, and just like the items, more of these can be unlocked as you progress through the story. The game's broken down into 5 seasons, with each stage acting as an episode shoot. Starting a new season unlocks the next tier on each character's ability tree, giving exciting progression to each of the distinct classes. Players can set their team's abilities to their preference and go back and tweak them later with no penalty, giving a level of freedom to experimentation on these trees that isn't in most role-playing games. The level of detail in the presentation truly creates a vibrant world to take in, all accompanied by a soundtrack that's honestly one of the most enjoyable we've ever heard in an indie title. Little touches like the plucky, upbeat signature jingle complements the rest of the perfect retro groove that the music carefully weaves with its effects and scales. Seriously, they're some of the best 8-bit style tracks this side of Mega Man. Art is so fine-tuned as to even include bent corners on menu screens to make you feel like you're watching it from a tube TV. The familiar pixel art style is done expertly. There's a real level of character given to these sprites by the careful expressions and animations. The isometric perspective works extremely well for both the gameplay and the artwork. Behold Studios really hit all the right notes, giving us a great tactical turn-based action title that's the perfect game for fans of the genre or anyone looking to try it out for the first time. You might spend some time wading through new gameplay elements, but it quickly clicks, and with enough skill you'll soon be taking down monsters just like they do on TV. There's no doubt that you should take up your offer to join the Chroma Squad.
Don't forget to subscribe and share.